Hi guys, my name is Sanskar and I am making this video uh, around 2 a.m. in the night, and it's 14th of November 2024 today, and it was my IBS exam for CA final today, and unfortunately, like, the paper was a disaster. Like, it was a very tricky exam, very tough paper, and honestly, no one was prepared for this kind of a question paper in the exam. And like, so I'm making this video to just share my experience of the paper. How was it? What was the scenario going on in the examination hall and pre-examination scenario, and what was the situation after the exam was over. So as you as you all know that this exam is an open book exam. So unlike other people, I was also carrying a bunch of books, and like, it was in a suitcase, medium sized suitcase, having a weight of around uh, 35 to 40 kgs. And I was also confident ki uh, like it happened in the May exam ki the questions were repeated as it is from the question banks from the module. So we were like ki like the the most which ICI can do is to make paper tough. They can give one or two case study which would be tougher, but it happened something else in the exam, so we'll talk about it later. So like we most of the people were having the suitcase, carrying with them towards the examination hall. And when the exam started, so like we like like so I'll talk I'll tell you ki what was the experience when the exam started. So in the first 15 minutes when the exam started, like we I was doing this, and I'm like whomsoever I talked, so they were also saying like what was their strategy. So we were doing the searching part in the first 15 to 20 minutes to search if a case study has been repeated, but unfortunately nothing was repeated. Then like after 5 to 10 minutes, when we got a sense of it ki like there's no case study has been repeated, so we started finding the questions if the question has been repeated in the question bank. So like in the past, the FR AFM questions were repeated. So सबसे पहले we jumped to the FR part, and we started searching if any of the question has been repeated, but I didn't find any. So I jumped to the case study 2 if I could find some question which has been repeated, but unfortunately nothing was repeated. Then I jumped to case study 3, and then 4 and 5, and I didn't find a single question out of the case study which was repeated, except for 2 questions of costing. But that I wasn't aware at that time, because I was in a mood of searching uh, the questions of FR and all, because costing was something like which all of us had not studied, and we were not much familiar with the question bank. So that is why. But so when I jumped to the gone through 1 to 5 case study, I didn't find any question. Then, and it was around 40 to 45 minutes gone already, and this was kind of an alarming bell for me that the time has passed and you need to do something. And at that time I thought ki let's do it, like on the basis of knowledge or the concepts. So I'll find some concept and then I'll start doing it. So case study 5 I took and started finding the concepts and started doing something. But when I was reading the case study, I don't know like if it was with me only or with all of us, that the case studies were like confusing, because there was no paraphrasing, like unlike in the May exam there were like 2 to 3 paragraphs made and each question was from each para. But in this case study there was no separate paragraphs, and it was kind of a pure like scenario based case study, and there were no differences. So it was very time taking to read whole the full case study and to analyze like which part is from which is for which subject and for which question. And like I remember in one question it was it was of law, and some part of the question was given in the on the beginning of the case study and some part was given in the ending of the case study. And that thing led to a doubt in my mind, like if this is the case in law, it could be the case in like other subjects as well. So when I was doing AFM question, it was kind of a situation for me ki if something related to assets were given in the beginning of the case study, whether is it relevant for solving that question. And like it was totally messed up thing for me at that time. And like it was for others as well, like I talked many of my friends, so they were also saying ki this was the case with them also. So it was a thing. And then like it was around 2 hours to half an hour, like 2 hour 30 minutes or something, when I was done with just 2 case studies. And that too I wasn't much confident in, because like I had written some of the provisions from the module, but I'm not sure if that was the thing which examiner wanted to ask. And it was bit confusing. I don't know like if it was with me only or with all of us. And MCQs were also tricky, like they were taking too much of time for solving a 2 mark question MCQ. And in last, like it was just 1 to 1.5 or 2 hours left. So it was kind of a situation of panic in all of us. Like it was with me that if it's just 1 to 1.5 hour left and I have not completed 2 case studies with that much of confidence, and 2 hours are already left and nothing can be done, like. So at that time I realized that this paper is set in a way that students are like gonna be uh, find it very difficult or challenging. Then I moved to case study 1. It was a sum of DT with NR taxation, and it was kind of a sum which I haven't solved in for specifically DT as well. Like I have solved NR taxation question, and I solved capital gains questions, but it was kind of a mixed question, and it was newly framed question and little bit of tricky. And in that situation of panic, it was not uh, possible for anyone to apply the concepts and apply the things and solve a new question, and that too he hasn't solved anytime before. So that was the kind of a situation. And in one of the part I remember, like, I don't know if I'm right, but there was a something something regarding penalty of section 73 of GST, I guess. Yeah. And there was a wording written like that it was a willful misstatement, and it was regarding section 73. And it also got me confused ki whether it should be a 73 penalty, or whether it should be a 74 penalty. I don't know, like, maybe I'm wrong, but in that situation it was very like havoc kind of a mode in my mind, and I wasn't able to apply single concepts. And like, it was a challenging paper. Yeah. And hmm, then I did MCQs. Like, some of them were done like essay tukka, and some were done consciously. And then I realized that maybe if a paper is tough, then there may be some leniency in checking. So I tried answering whatever I was with my concepts. So I tried writing the answers with concepts which I remember, rather than seeing in the books, because it was time consuming and to see in the books and write it down. So whatever I remembered, I wrote it down in the answer sheet, and let's see what happens. So this was the IBS paper of November 2024. Yeah. And when like the exam was over, and when everybody was going out, so everybody was like, भाई ये पेपर ऐसे कैसे, मतलब ये कहाँ से आ गया पेपर ऐसा, ये वो. Someone was saying like मेरा 25 मार्क्स का छूटा, कोई कह रहा है कि उसका 30 का, कोई कह रहा है 40 का छूटा, 2 केस स्टडी रह गई. केस स्टडी की है, बट उसमें भी दे हैव डन लाइक एनीथिंग, लाइक तुक्का मारा है MCQ में एंड ऑल, लाइक आई डोंट नो. सो all of us were like this only. And faculties ke groups also, so there were also people saying the paper was tough and all. So this kind of thing was going on. So let's see, like, this was the only paper like which was gonna help November 24 students to score the to make the aggregate for the passing. But if this hasn't gone that well, so let us see what happens for the aggregate part, or the for the results of November 2024. Yeah. So let's sit and let's see what happens. My result is also awaited, and let's see what happens in January. Hopefully ICA will do something about this paper, or some leniency in checking. So yeah, thanks.